Well, hello, everybody. Good
Hey.
evening. It is us again. Us. We're the Williams. And we just want to say thank you for allowing us back in your home again for another edition of Love Unscripted. And so I thank you that, you've opened your hearts up to us and took the time to give us some of your time as we share our successes and share our journal of experiences that
or journey
that we feel that we can share, that hopefully it'll be a blessing to so many others. And so tonight's edition is called Focus on the Now. Do y'all hear that? Focus on the now.
Sorry about that. That's focus on the now.
Yeah.
I knew that. Just it slipped my brain for a hot second.
Yeah, that's why it's Love Unscripted, yo.
Focus on the now.
Yeah, it's not rehearsed. So I just want to say, focusing on the now. It's like right now. Right now we're present with each other. We're present, and I think we gel very good with each other. I thank God that He's given me a wife that, she understands that you have to be intentional on focusing on being being present, being in the space, in the time that you're both in and both occupying, and so that your mind isn't drifting somewhere else, or you're not giving your time away to something else. You're giving it to the one you love.
Yeah.
And that's focusing on the now. That's what we talked about in our last segment. It was make the most of every moment.
Yeah.
But focusing on the now means this right here needs to be right here.
And you know what? I think this right here also needs to be here. So your head and your heart present in the now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, embody the moment.
Yeah.
Embody the now.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. Embody the now. So what I mean by that is, you don't want to find yourself with your spouse and vacant and, just...
That's a good word. Ooh, that is such a good word. Okay, keep going. I love that.
You don't want to be vacant. It's almost like, it's a beautiful home, but there's nothing in it. You want to make sure that what you have is full of that moment, that now, that present, that enjoyment, that love. Be full of your spouse, not full of yourself.
Yeah. And you know what? You can feel when your spouse is vacant.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? If you come home and you're excited and there's a moment you want to share, want to be in with your spouse, and you don't necessarily have their full attention. I think that could be one example. Or you've decided, hey, let's go out to dinner. And you go out to dinner, you're sitting there, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen those couples where there are couples that look so into each other, and there's couples that one, or if not both, are vacant, just absolutely vacant. And those are missed moments, right? And then I feel vacant moments lead to other vacant moments, right? Oh, well, shoot. Well, we didn't talk when we went to dinner. So we get in the car, what happens? We don't talk. We make it home, what happens? We don't talk. We don't communicate. We don't show any love and don't show any affection. So be present in the now. Forget those opportunities that you might have to be vacant, like pulling out your cell phone.
That's real talk right there. We have seen that.
Yes. And I can say one of the things that we do well is when we are together, our cell phones are that's not top priority for us.
No.
Family, friends, we love you. But when it comes to us being together and it is our us time, you're not going to catch us on our cell phones unless it's something like, hey, babe, what do you think about this?
We're sharing.
Let's look at it. Right. It's something that we're doing together. It's not an independent thing where, we are cuddling and I'm scrolling through social media trying to see what someone else is doing. I'm concerned about being present with my husband, and we could be doing absolutely nothing, which doesn't happen often.
No.
But when we do have an opportunity to do absolutely nothing, guess what? It is absolutely nothing present in that moment. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you focus on the now, you occupy the space you're in, you occupy the emotion you're in, you occupy the conversation you're in, you occupy the perspective that you're in, you occupy the wisdom that you share, you occupy the love. Occupy.
Yeah.
Don't be vacant. Occupy.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that leads to other moments, other being present in the now, focusing on the now. That builds your love, that builds your trust, that builds your interest in each other, that helps develop character between the two, that helps you gel with each other, because you learn the thought process. There's so many times now, my wife and I something will happen and we'll say the same thing at the same time, the exact same words.
Yeah.
That happens because we focus on the now. That happens because, doing that weaves us together. Leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. I said it wrong. That's funny. Y'all got that. Leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. Yeah, because what that does, that draws you closer. You weave together as one.
Yeah.
You're no longer two, but you're one. You're one. You're one.
Yeah.
Be one. Focus on the now. Be present with each other. Let each other know you have my undivided attention. You have my emotions. You have my heart.
Yeah.
You have my time.
That's beautiful.
You have my time.
And what about sharing those thoughts with your spouse, right?
Yes,
because
please.
Sometimes we don't know what that expectation is about being in the moment.
Come on.
It would be good to have a conversation with your spouse and say, hey, what are our expectations when we are in the moment? What does that feel like? What does that look like? What does that sound like for us? Because it doesn't have to look like what it looks like for us as a couple, but for you two as a unit, as a covenant couple. What will that look like? So have that conversation, and then whatever that is going to look like, then implement that into your marriage, into your relationship, because we come together with having two different perspectives on things, two different sets of experiences, things that went well, things that didn't, different personalities. And so you might think, oh, we are together, we're married, we love each other. Then, we have a understanding of what a now moment is like for us. But that could be sometimes so far from the truth.
Right.
Because my now moment might look different from his. And so you're trying to come together in a now moment and you're doing this.
You're missing each other.
You're missing each other. But then you have that conversation and you're open. And the more you have it, the more you have those now moments, I think the less you have to have conversation about it, but you have the conversation. Instead of doing this, you're meeting each other.
Right.
You're meeting each other.
A good example of focusing on the now is when you practice it and you continually practice it. So there are times when your spouse may be thinking or focusing on one thing and you give them another suggestion. That focusing on now develops trust in what you say. It develops trust in your thought process. It develops trust in how you see a perspective. And your spouse will give you that undivided attention. Yeah. That's focusing on the now. That's like what you're saying is important to me. I'm not just sidebarring you and your thought process. I'm in the now. I'm present. Talk to me.
Right.
And you welcome that reasoning, you welcome that thought process, and that builds you close together.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. So that develops trust, that develops love, that develops an emotional intimacy between each other. Because now when you say it, when it comes from your spouse, you feel that they're saying it in the best interest of the both of you.
Right.
That's that focusing on the now, and you have more to gain from it than when, like my wife said, you're talking and you're missing each other. You're missing each other. But now when you make it that practice, you know, your words become valuable to your spouse.
Yeah.
Your thoughts become valuable to your spouse.
Yeah. Which is important. And you know, I'm pretty sure it's also for men as well, but for women, like, you know, we want to be heard.
Yes.
You know, we want to know that you are able to connect at some point, some level with our feelings and emotions, because those things are real. And knowing that, you know, your spouse is there with you. And let me, I'm going to take a quick spin on this. It doesn't always have to be about stuff that's serious.
No.
You know, we are kind of in that vein right now, but it can be about anything, about those fun moments, about those moments where, you know, are just spontaneous that come up and happen. And when they do happen, you know that you have space within your relationship to say, okay, let's focus on it. You know, my husband's birthday was Monday, and so we didn't have a chance to celebrate it last weekend the way we wanted to. So, you know, with precaution, we went out this week and, today, matter of fact, we went out today and had a wonderful, wonderful time. And, you know, we just noticed this one couple that I keep going back to and thinking about, that they had a beautiful baby, you know, and they were sitting across the table from each other, and there was no now in their moment.
No now.
And let me say, I am not judging them whatsoever, because I don't know what was going on in their household, but I know what could have potentially benefited them if they could have just had a moment to be in the now. You know, she was.
Ooh, that's good.
Right. You know, my friend was into her selfies, you know, making sure the hair was cute and taking her selfies. And her husband they had wedding rings on, so I'm assuming that they're husband and wife, had his phone, and you know, there just wasn't any presence in their moment. And thinking it was a nice, intimate spot, you were able to get out. That baby was so good, did not cry one time that we were there, not one time. And what could it have meant for them moving forward, going back home, if they, you know, just could have said, we're out and about with a new baby. You know, how can we be present, you know, with each other? And I just say that to say, as often as possible, especially while we are still in this pandemic and you don't get a chance to go out as often as possible, and you don't get to do the things that you once did, you know, prior, and you could go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you wanted to different places and feel safe and comfortable. And so when you have those moments and have those opportunities, I just say, you know, make the most of them.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed, and my wife alluded to that couple, because it actually happened.
Yeah. Thank you for confirming
that. was that they enjoyed their meal, but they didn't seem to enjoy each other.
Because the food was so good.
The food was amazing.
It was so good.
But they didn't seem to enjoy each other because they were both in their own now. Yeah. They weren't together.
Come on now. They were in a now, but not in a now together. I love that.
They weren't. And so, you know, it's one of those things where you know, every time you are together, it needs to be a now, unified now. It needs to be a shared now. It needs to be a now that says when you walk away feeling fulfilled, not just full, like with a good meal or a good walk, but a good emotion, a good feeling, a good experience, a whole now moment. So when you focus on that now, you know, your mind and your thoughts are not wavering. They're enjoying the scenery together.
Yeah.
You guys are moving in the same direction,
Mm-hmm.
flowing the same way,
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not dipping into a mindset of what's going on at work, or what's going on at the house, what's going on with the kids,
Right.
But you're not dipping into those thought processes. When you make yourself present with each other,
Mm-hmm.
those things are insignificant.
Yeah.
Because you have to do your due diligence in giving all of you to all of each other.
Yeah. Giving all of you to all of each other. I think that bears repeating. All of you.
Give all of you to all of each other.
I love that. And I was also, as my husband was talking, I was also thinking about, maybe couples who have been married for a while, or even new couples, right?
Wow, yeah.
And you might say, look, I don't have time for all this now and all this intentionality and, all of what you're saying. Do I, every single time that I'm with my spouse, does it have to be that much of a now? Does it have to be that much of a present? You honestly can't afford not to.
Mm-hmm.
What level of, I want to say success, what level of togetherness do you want?
Come on.
What level do you want? At some point, this is something that has been given to you by God. You are in a covenant relationship, and it deserves to thrive and survive in the best environment possible. And things like that just don't happen. Like it just doesn't happen to, work out to where you're in the now all the time,
Mm-hmm.
or you have a certain type of alignment. Those things take work.
Yes.
And let me say this. I don't know how it works for other people, but I know for us it takes work.
Mm-hmm.
But the beauty in our work is that we're willing to work at it, to have a marriage that is fortified, that is aligned, that we are continually constantly growing together, and it's worth the effort. I would say, like, man, don't necessarily have time to be in the now. If you are there, you have time.
You deserve the best of each other.
Yeah.
And when you focus on the now, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Without, giving a second thought to it, you don't give yourself an option not to do it. Don't. Do it so much to the point it becomes natural. It becomes second nature. It becomes one of those things where, when you work out, you get stronger, you exercise, you get leaner, you get tougher, you get better looking. Yes. What?
Come on.
just having fun.
Love it.
So, but what it does for your body, it does for your union. You put that same amount of effort into your union.
Yes.
As much as what you do for your own body.
That is it's good, it's beneficial,
invaluable.
Yeah, invaluable, and you know, you will see the benefits from doing it, being in the now.
Absolutely. So,
Mr. Williams,
I want to speak into your lives, and I speak that every time you get an opportunity to, your heart will be driven, your mind will be driven, your emotions will be driven to focus on the now. Your appetite will be for the now. Your thirst will be for the now. Your priority will be for the now. You will become prevalent in the environment that God has created for the two of you.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer two, but you're one.
But you're one. That was beautiful, babe. So I'm going to take this role and hope to you all and much peace and many, many blessings.
Thank you for letting us in again.
Yep.
We say good night.
You owe me something, sir.
Yeah, right here.